Welcome to Scrum Masters Elite_UK. Subscribe to the channel for in-depth rugby analysis, leadership lessons, and stories of pushing beyond limits.
Super Rugby Aupiki 2026 after 2 rounds, when victory is measured by more than the scoreboard. After watching the key moments from the opening 2 rounds of Super Rugby Aupiki 2026, what stays with me is not simply the statistics, the wins, or the losses reflected on the scoreboard. What resonates far more deeply are the stories behind each match, the stories of resilience, player development, the importance of discipline in elite sport, and the ongoing journey of teams striving to establish their own identity. Looking at the competition as a whole, the 2 finalists from the 2025 season, Blues and Matatu, remain unbeaten. However, if we focus only on the final results, we risk missing many important details. Neither side has dominated opponents as comfortably as they did in the opening round. Both teams have faced difficult periods, been pushed to their limits, and been forced to win through character and composure rather than relying solely on talent.
One aspect that immediately caught my attention was the issue of discipline. More than 100 penalties across just 2 rounds is a number that should make every rugby supporter pause and reflect. In professional sport, skill and fitness are often viewed as the foundation of success, but discipline is what determines whether success can be sustained over time. When a team repeatedly gives away penalties, it does more than provide opportunities to the opposition, it disrupts its own rhythm and momentum. Matatu offers a perfect example. Although they secured another victory, conceding 29 penalties highlights issues that still need to be addressed. A single yellow card can have consequences far greater than many realize. In just a few minutes of playing short-handed, an entire match can swing in the opposite direction. It is a reminder that at the highest level, the line between victory and defeat is often remarkably thin. From a personal perspective, the lesson of discipline in rugby applies equally to everyday life. Many people believe success depends primarily on talent or opportunity. Yet countless failures stem from mistakes that could have been avoided. A rushed decision, a lapse in concentration, or a moment of poor judgment can undo work that has taken months, or even years to build. Discipline may not be glamorous, but it is the foundation upon which lasting success is built. As for the Blues, what I find particularly interesting is that they continue to win without creating the impression that they have reached their full potential. In sport, some teams win so convincingly that everyone is left in awe. Others keep winning while still leaving plenty of room for improvement. At the moment, the Blues belong firmly in the second category.
Captain Maya Ru's honest assessment following the narrow victory over Chiefs Manawa reflects an attitude that deserves great respect. Rather than being satisfied with the result, she openly acknowledged areas where the team fell short. To me, that is the sign of a group with genuine ambition. In many areas of life, success can be deceptive. Positive results often tempt us to ignore underlying weaknesses. Truly exceptional people, however, maintain the ability to evaluate themselves honestly. They understand that today's success guarantees nothing tomorrow. The match between Blues and Chiefs Manawa illustrated that perfectly. At several stages, Manawa looked capable of producing a major upset. The lead changed repeatedly, and the contest remained fiercely competitive until the closing minutes. Even though Blues emerged victorious, it is clear they no longer enjoy an overwhelming advantage over the rest of the competition. I was especially impressed by the way Blues capitalized on opportunities when their opponents were reduced to 14 players. The moment they gained a numerical advantage, they attacked with efficiency and scored crucial points. That is the hallmark of an experienced team that understands how to seize opportunities. In highly competitive environments, opportunities are often limited. Successful people are usually those who maximize the chances that come their way.
One of the brightest stories of the competition so far has been the emergence of Elinor-Plum King. Her performances have been impressive not only statistically but also because they deliver a powerful message about perseverance. What I admire most about Plum King is not merely her hat-trick or her effectiveness on the field. More importantly, it is the journey she has taken to reach this point. After facing significant challenges during her time with Hurricanes Poua, she continued to work, learn, and improve, gradually establishing herself as a genuine force in the competition. Reading her comments about the ambition of becoming a Black Ferns player, I sensed confidence without arrogance. She understands her strengths, recognizes what makes her different, and is willing to work relentlessly to turn those differences into competitive advantages. That is a valuable lesson for anyone pursuing a dream. Success does not require becoming someone else. What matters is identifying your unique strengths and developing them to the highest possible level. In a world where many people strive to imitate others, preserving individuality may be the most effective way to leave a lasting mark. Similarly, the outstanding form of Kaipo Olsen-Baker highlights an important reality of modern rugby. A player's value cannot be measured solely by tries scored. Tackles, carries, meters gained, defensive work, and support play all contribute enormously to a team's success. This reminds me of life beyond the rugby field. Some individuals naturally occupy the spotlight and receive public recognition. Others work quietly behind the scenes, helping the group function more effectively. The success of a team, like the success of any community, is never the achievement of a single person. It is the result of many contributions working together toward a common goal.
The story of Hurricanes Poua is perhaps the one that has made me think the most. An extended losing streak inevitably creates immense psychological pressure. Under those circumstances, continuing to compete and maintaining belief becomes incredibly difficult. Although they have yet to record a victory, the positive signs displayed by Poua suggest that they are far from giving up. From being heavily behind in matches to fighting back and reducing deficits against Matatu, they have demonstrated that their competitive spirit remains intact. To me, this represents one of the most beautiful aspects of sport. Effort does not always produce immediate rewards. Sometimes a team must endure repeated setbacks before seeing progress. What truly matters is whether they continue moving forward despite adversity. The development of Sam Taylor offers genuine hope for Poua's future. A young leader willing to take responsibility, compete fiercely, and inspire teammates is an invaluable asset. In any organization, leadership is not defined solely by expertise but by the ability to maintain belief during the most difficult moments. That said, Poua's weaknesses remain evident. Inconsistent line-out execution and recurring disciplinary issues continue to undermine their competitiveness. Unless these fundamental problems are addressed, their determination and hard work will struggle to translate into meaningful results.
From a supporter's perspective, the most encouraging takeaway from the first 2 rounds is not which team currently sits at the top of the table. Rather, it is the continued growth of women's rugby itself. The standard of play is improving, competition is becoming more intense, and the gap between teams is steadily narrowing. The tournament also delivers an important message to the wider community. It demonstrates that women can compete at the highest intensity, displaying strength, resilience, and competitive spirit equal to anyone else. These performances help challenge outdated perceptions and inspire younger generations to pursue sport with confidence. Ultimately, the greatest lesson I take from these opening rounds is that success is not built on isolated moments of brilliance. Success is built through discipline, perseverance, continuous learning, and the ability to rise after setbacks. Blues have demonstrated the value of character while still searching for their best form. Matatu have shown the impact of individuals who know how to seize opportunities. Hurricanes Poua remind us that hope only truly disappears when people stop trying. That, perhaps, is what makes sport so meaningful. It is not only about celebrating winners. It is also about growth, courage, and the relentless pursuit of becoming better than we were yesterday. And perhaps that is the greatest victory any person can achieve, whether on the rugby field or in everyday life.
Thank you for following Scrum Masters Elite_UK. Be sure to subscribe and join us as we explore inspiring rugby stories from around the world.